Each year, it's been a tradition here at Fire District 3 to bring everyone together to reflect on the previous year's hard work and success.
It gives us the opportunity to appreciate the good times we had together and reflect on the challenges.
We also take the time to acknowledge those who have gone above and beyond, answering the call, exemplifying what we represent, being more than fire.
As you all know, Fire District 3 takes COVID-19 safety precautions seriously. And despite this pandemic forcing us to socially distance, facing it together has made us grow even closer as a family.
Included in this family is you, our community, and the citizens we serve. You, like us, have faced all the ups and downs this pandemic has presented.
That is why we want to invite you, our community, to join us for our first ever virtual Fire District 3 annual awards ceremony.
Longevity is important to us. It's the result from our investment over the years in our valued members.
Today, we're honored to celebrate those with 5 years of dedicated service to Fire District 3 and our community. Firefighter Paramedic Remington Becker. Firefighter Paramedic Zach Shamrell. And Firefighter Paramedic Dustin Walliser. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for your service.
Commemorating 20 years of dedicated service to Fire District 3 and our community is quite the accomplishment. We are very honored to be celebrating 3 individuals with a combined 60 years of service.
Captain Brian George, Firefighter Paramedic Des Gomez, and Assistant Fire Chief Barbara Woodland.
Hello?
Hi, Barbara.
What's up?
Hey, could you come into my office, please?
Are you here?
Yep, I'm at 35.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you all for your service and commitment to the public and communities that Fire District 3 serves. Fire District 3 hired 4 firefighters last year as a direct result from our community supporting us. Will Durlick, Kyle Frazier, Jake Grindy, and Dawson Shelp. We also promoted one of our firefighters to the rank of captain, Andrew Wolf.
Level or Finn Hill if you want to get that wrist way. Or you can come up 182 all the way and go right up the wrist right here.
These are special moments. They mark a beginning. To one, a career. To many, an increased level of service and protection. We're proud to be surrounded by a growing community that recognizes the need for their fire and emergency services to mirror that demand. We are forever grateful.
Fire District 3 has roots of volunteerism that run deep. Originating as a volunteer fire department in 1947, a countless number of volunteer firefighters have since then called Fire District 3 their home. As history has proven, intern and volunteer firefighters have been paramount to the success and are vital to the present and future. For the year 2020, we are proud to say that we've had a total of 12 volunteer and intern firefighters that contributed to more than 11,595 hours of service. The dedication that these men and women have shown to the fire district and to our community is simply unparalleled.
Rookie of the Year recognizes an individual who during their first year as a firefighter has demonstrated the ability to adapt to a somewhat different lifestyle, the ability to get along with other firefighters in an exemplary manner. Considerations for this award included attributes such as commitment, enthusiasm, teamwork, ability, and attitude. Congratulations to Jake Grindy, probationary firefighter and Rookie of the Year. Nice job, man.
That part too.
Alright, so I'm going to start with this compartment.
Hey!
I knew something was up. That was so weird. The Excellence in Action Award recognizes an individual who demonstrates outstanding professionalism in the performance of their job. Nomination considerations were knowledge, leadership, being a positive example, initiative, communication, and attitude. The recipient of this award clearly demonstrates these qualities and much, much more. His commitment is unparalleled, and he is simply a very genuine and humble person. Please help me in congratulating the recipient of this year's Excellence in Action, Nolan Meyer.
Recognizing volunteer firefighters is and has always been a privilege for me. Our volunteers are an important part of supplementing our staffing. Historically, it's been the foundation for those that were hired on by our very own fire district or other fire departments. All of our volunteer firefighters are greatly appreciated for their service and the sacrifices that they often make while balancing other jobs, their family time, and education. The Volunteer of the Year Award, it recognizes a volunteer who best demonstrated those attributes that both the public and fellow firefighters envision in the word firefighter: outstanding leadership, initiative, ability, attitude, and involvement in all aspects of the fire district and association. This year's recipient is none other than Brandon Norenberg. Congratulations, Brandon, on a job very well done.
The Firefighter of the Year award recognizes a combat firefighter, regardless of rank, who throughout the year has demonstrated professional behavior and made decisions based upon the district's values, mission, purpose, vision, and promise. This individual is a role model with attributes such as teamwork, commitment, and attitude towards both the public and fellow firefighters. It is a privilege to recognize this person. He consistently demonstrates above and beyond all the values required to qualify for this award, and the award goes to Josh Alexander.
The Meritorious Award recognizes an individual or team's extraordinary performance. The recipient goes above and beyond what is expected during the normal course of their assigned duties. I couldn't be more pleased to present this award. She does so much outside of her job description. There's nothing she is unwilling to do or help us with. And quite frankly, we don't know what we'd do without her. Please help me in congratulating Michelle Eisenbeiss as this year's Meritorious Award recipient. Thank you, Michelle, for all that you do.
Welcome. We're going to take a look at 2020. What a year looking back, and all during a pandemic. Fire District 3 together has accomplished so much in this year. In this a very challenging time, the people at Fire District 3 have been foundational to the community, and the community recognizes that. In spite of the challenges, Fire District 3 has met the expectation outlined in the promise, purpose, and mission. When we look at our personnel, the development of personnel has remained at the forefront. This year, we completed the culture program, delivering it to all personnel. We've completed hiring and training of new personnel. That included recruit academies, testing, assessment, and interviews. We've had promotional exams and hiring lists created. There have been new assignments and adjustments in the training program. We accomplished the women's boot camp. And doing all this met the training requirements that we had set forth. When we look at our capital assets, we spent a lot of time on care and maintenance. And the place looks great, and so do the apparatus. There's been an enormous amount of work that's gone into this. We implemented the ladder truck and its use. New SCBA and its use. Completed apparatus maintenance and testing as scheduled. Made multiple building improvements, and including maintenance. Examples include floors, roofs, plumbing, and electrical. There's been the specification and purchase of a new SCBA compressor, and also a generator for Station 34. When we look at service delivery, there's been multiple improvements there as well. We've increased our staffing levels, improved our response times, changed protocols. We had a historical wind event that we survived. We completed multiple mobilizations in the state and the West Coast. We supported the community with Christmas food drive and gift drive, open house, GoFundMe, and in these cases, many of our own personnel gave money through GoFundMe. Our social media and public affairs have improved through this time. We've included public education and the development of fantastic videos that have gone out through social media postings. And also fire marshal services with pub ed, prevention, and fire marshal services within the city. Organizationally, we completed an audit that was delayed and completed remotely. We completed the annexation. That included the campaign, the legal aspects, and while doing so, maintained our promise. And after all this, did not really get to celebrate the success of that effort. We've had policy changes, some of the biggest and most complex policy changes in our history. We completed a new contract negotiation. We moved Michelle to 35 and put Savannah here on her own at 31. We've made adjustments to the program project system and the training program as a result of our strategic plan. We developed in-house payroll. And in spite of all this, we stayed connected and still kind of like each other. This was all in spite of the pandemic, where we were locked down, we were remoted, we were virtual, sometimes working from home, distanced, masked, at times quarantined. The Board of Commissioners, same for them. They worked remotely. They met their legal requirements, and they got the job done making the decisions we needed. The pandemic caused extra work assignments in PPE, protocol, management processes, and decision-making. And we also limited training opportunities both outside and internally. With all that, we look ahead to see how we succeed and where do we go in the future. But we continue to facilitate the growth and wisdom of our members. We continue the ongoing creative process that allows development, adaptation, and transformation of the organization. We meet the challenges at hand. These things aren't things that we just say we're going to do. It's a way of business for us. We keep the pressure and needs in focus. We look forward. We push on knowing our future will be different. And we hope for better days. But what we can do now is appreciate what we have done together, and appreciate each other. We look forward to the challenges of the future. 2020 was a year to remember, but it was also a year that you made a difference. And I thank you for that.